The Shroud of Turin, an artifact that has intrigued and mystified humanity for centuries. This ancient linen cloth bears the faint image of a man who, some believe, is none other than Jesus Christ. But where does the shroud come from? What secrets does it hold? And why does it continue to ignite debate and fascination worldwide? Join us as we delve deeply into the history, science, and controversy surrounding this enigmatic relic. Our journey begins in the 14th century, when the Shroud of Turin was first recorded in the historical annals. In 1354, the shroud surfaced in Lirey, France, in the possession of a French knight named Geoffroy de Charny. While its earlier history remains a mystery, many believe that this artifact was linked to the burial cloth of Jesus Christ. Could it have traveled through centuries, safeguarded by believers? Historical accounts suggest the possibility that the shroud's origins trace back to the early Christian era. Some hypothesize that it was smuggled out of Jerusalem after the crucifixion of Jesus and hidden in various locations to protect it from destruction. Others believe it may have been one of the relics collected during the Crusades, making its way to Europe in secrecy. After its debut in Lirey, the shroud's ownership passed through various hands. It endured fire in 1532 while housed in the Sainte-Chapelle of Chabris and was subsequently moved to Turin, Italy, in 1578, where it remains today. Each stage of its journey added new layers to its legend, intertwining faith and mystery. The fire in 1532 caused significant damage to the shroud, leaving scorch marks and water stains that are visible to this day. However, the image of the man remained remarkably intact, which many consider a miracle in itself. Restoration efforts over the centuries have sought to preserve the shroud while respecting its historical and spiritual significance. Over the centuries, the shroud became more than an artifact. It became a symbol of devotion and controversy. Pilgrims flocked to see it, and debates over its authenticity began to grow. It has been displayed publicly at various times, often attracting millions of visitors, all eager to glimpse this relic that many regard as a physical connection to the divine. But what about the centuries before its documented appearance in the 1300s? Some historians suggest the shroud could be linked to the Mandilion of Edessa, a cloth said to bear the image of Jesus and venerated in early Christianity. The Mandilion's descriptions and fate remain vague, leading some to speculate that it and the shroud are one and the same, albeit under different names. What makes the Shroud of Turin so captivating is the mysterious image it bears. The faint, sepia-toned imprint of a man front and back appears to depict someone who suffered a brutal death, consistent with crucifixion. But how was this image created? Researchers have proposed several theories. Some suggest it's the result of contact with bodily fluids, while others argue it's painted or forged. Yet, modern scientific techniques have failed to replicate its unique characteristics, leaving room for speculation about a supernatural origin. The image is unique in that it contains three-dimensional information. When analyzed with modern imaging techniques, the shroud's image produces a depth map, suggesting that the intensity of the image corresponds to the distance from the body to the cloth. This phenomenon has baffled scientists, as no known artistic method from medieval times could achieve such an effect. In 1988, carbon dating placed the shroud's origins between 1260 and 1390, fueling claims that it was a medieval forgery. However, critics point out potential contamination of the samples. The carbon dating process involved small fragments of the cloth that may have been contaminated by centuries of handling, fire, and restoration efforts. Meanwhile, other analyses, like pollen studies, suggest a Middle Eastern origin, adding to the enigma. Pollen grains found on the shroud have been identified as coming from plants native to the Jerusalem area, lending weight to the theory of its connection to the Holy Land. Further investigations have examined the blood stains on the shroud. Studies indicate that the stains are consistent with human blood, containing type AB blood group markers. The positioning of the stains aligns with wounds described in the biblical account of Jesus' crucifixion, including marks on the wrists, feet, and side. Microscopic analysis of the shroud has revealed traces of aragonite limestone, a material commonly found in the Jerusalem area. This geological fingerprint supports the idea that the shroud may have originated in or around the Holy Land, further deepening the mystery. The shroud's authenticity remains one of the most hotly contested topics in archaeology and theology. Supporters argue that the shroud's details, including wounds consistent with crucifixion, align closely with biblical accounts of Jesus' death. Skeptics, however, question the validity of these claims, pointing to the inconsistencies in scientific findings. This debate isn't just academic, it touches on matters of faith and skepticism. For believers, the shroud serves as tangible evidence of divine intervention. For others, it's a fascinating artifact that reflects humanity's capacity for belief and wonder. Critics often point to the lack of a clear historical record prior to the 14th century as evidence against the shroud's authenticity. If it truly existed during the early Christian era, why are there no definitive mentions of it in ancient texts? Proponents counter this by highlighting the persecution of Christians during that time, suggesting that such a relic would have been kept hidden for safety. Another controversial aspect is the carbon dating results. While some interpret the findings as definitive proof of a medieval origin, others highlight flaws in the methodology. Contamination from centuries of handling, exposure to fire, and repairs may have skewed the results, leading to debates about the reliability of the dating process. Beyond the scholarly debates, the shroud has left its mark on popular culture, inspiring books, films, and art. Its story continues to captivate and inspire, regardless of one's stance on its authenticity. The shroud's image, enigmatic and haunting, has been reproduced in countless forms, from paintings to digital renderings, each interpretation adding to its mystique. Why does the Shroud of Turin continue to fascinate us? Perhaps it's the profound questions it raises about faith, science, and the nature of belief. Whether a miraculous relic or a remarkable artifact, the shroud embodies a unique intersection of history, religion, and mystery. The shroud's impact reaches far beyond its physical presence. It has inspired artists, scientists, and theologians to explore the boundaries of knowledge and belief. Its enduring legacy reminds us of humanity's quest for understanding the divine. In art and literature, the shroud has served as a powerful symbol of faith and suffering. Many artists have drawn inspiration from its mysterious image, creating works that explore themes of resurrection, redemption, and the intersection of the physical and spiritual realms. For the faithful, the shroud represents a tangible connection to Jesus Christ and the events of the Passion. It serves as a focus for prayer, reflection, and devotion, inspiring countless pilgrims to visit Turin and experience its presence firsthand. Meanwhile, scientists view the shroud as a puzzle to be solved, a challenge that pushes the boundaries of forensic analysis, imaging technology, and historical research. Each new study brings us closer to understanding its secrets, while leaving room for the mysteries that make it so compelling. As we unravel the mysteries of the Shroud of Turin, one thing remains clear: its story is far from over. What do you think? Could this ancient cloth be a link to the divine, or is it simply a fascinating relic of history? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you're intrigued by the shroud's history and ongoing debates, explore more about its origins and significance. Let's keep this conversation alive, celebrating the curiosity and wonder that artifacts like the shroud inspire. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Until next time, keep exploring the mysteries that shape our world.